Previous match, Erik ten Hag made the decision, and not the most popular decision. The Dutch manager subbed off Bruno Fernandes at the 79th minute for McTominay. Wow, never in so many games I actually had to say this, due to the fact Bruno had been almost, and I mean almost, never been subbed off in his matches, particularly in the Man United shirt. Last season, Bruno, apart from suspension and one match injury, he played almost all available matches but only subbed off early at a handful of times. However, his substitution did not make Man United secure the win against Brighton, rather because the defensive loses focus and the marking had João Pedro wide open that made Starbucks jealous of hated the winner. After the goal conceded, Man United made an effort bombing forward but without success, and Bruno's creativity and long passing had been very crucial and a missing point. In this time, a question had to be asked: is the Portuguese really undroppable even with his obvious poor performance? In this video, we'll have a look at Bruno Fernandes on both sides of his contribution and a comparison with Mason Mount. In case you didn't know, what's up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marvin, codename CM. Welcome to the Code United channel once again. If you in any shape or form stumble into this channel and somehow some way like this kind of content, do please like, share and subscribe to this channel, as each of your precious subscription will be a massive motivation for me to upload new content. And don't forget to ring the notification bell for every new upload. With that said, let's get straight into the video. First up, just before we really get into the video, by no means the loss to Brighton solely lay on the substitution of Bruno, rather was a collective issue within the tactics and the whole squad intensity. Besides, Bruno had recently signed a new contract extension to 2028, making him near impossible to be sold in the upcoming season, unless other wealthy clubs would like to splash out huge money for his signature. Saudi League maybe. As for Bruno, would not be described as the perfect, rather had been average to below average in the two opening matches of the 24-25 season. Adding out to injury, Bruno failed to register his name in the score sheet against Fulham after missing a number of clear-cut chances indicate Bruno yet to kick in his match sharpness gear. Although he was deploying as a false 9 striker rather than his usual attacking midfielder position due to injury to Højlund and Xerxes yet to be fully trusted by Erik ten Hag. Even though Bruno do not register his name in his either matches, he made up with delivering key passes with a total of 3 key passes in both matches. But the more confusing decision lays on why Erik ten Hag subbed off the former Sporting midfielder, while earlier had been subbed off Mason Mount, meant that Man United do not have a dedicated attacking midfield, not just playmake, at the same time conducting a well-structured press. Let's start off with Bruno's contribution. And right now, there was not much of the introduction needed if you have been following Bruno since his arrival to Old Trafford. Bruno, upon his arrival in the January transfer window of the 2020, he had been hitting the ground running, single-handedly brought Man United to near relevance with his threatening through balls, whereby had been a constant outlet and the assist provider to attackers at that time, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood and Anthony Martial. Especially during the COVID era, Bruno had recorded his best statistical season in both goals and assists. While there was a drop-off in the contribution, Bruno still managed to have double-digit in both goal and assists across his tenure for Man United. Furthermore, during much earlier times of football, particularly in the 2000s to the early 2010s in football, attacking midfielder of the number 10 position had been admired due to their flair and iconic status like Zidane, Kaká and Wesley Sneijder, to more modern like James Rodriguez, all have been strongly loved by many people. However, this position in the current football has slowly gotten obsolete because of the players playing that position often focus solely on offense and spend less time to providing a defense coverage. Besides, team nowadays had adopted 4-2-3-1 or the 4-3-3 formation, whereby having 3 to 4 players surrounding the number 10 position made them have little to no space to operate. In spite of that, Bruno modernized his game by not just retaining the quality of the number 10, but also being extremely active in participating presses, especially the high press, whereby he can be effective in doing them. Thus, Man United till today had the most ball winning in the opponent final third. Aside from this, Bruno Fernandes has showcased his leadership and insane availability, a very rare that Bruno unable to play. Being an Ironman of Man United, even with Man United squad suffer multiple injury crises, Bruno, although had nagging injury, he either powered through them or on super unusual circumstance wrestles a match. But oftentimes the Portuguese will be unable to play due to the suspension. Not just that, Bruno also had participated in a full 90-minute matches, go as far as playing 3 full matches in a week schedule, illustrated his high stamina and willingness to go through tough schedule. This quality had been an underappreciated aspect as the players had been involved with more and more games each season, with up to 60 games per season, including international breaks where some of the players had to play on their national team. Combining with all the travelling really had huge tolls on the players. Bruno, on the other hand, had been an example of the best employee due to his full marks attendance. Yet this had negative effect as well. Under a long period of high intensity matches, Bruno could be seen fatigued and his overall effectiveness dropped off massively. That's why there is a possibility Eric Ten Hag had the former Chelsea Player of the Year Mason Mount signed to Manchester. Mason Mount in his Chelsea playing days played a more similar role as Bruno Fernandes, mostly spent his time playing as an attacking midfielder, but with the slightly difference between them was mostly played as more of the right wing or the right attacking midfielder position, especially he played under Tuchel, where he favoured a back 3 formation in a 3-4-3 or even a 3-5-2, where he sees Mount either side of the front 3. In his Chelsea days, Mount shows to be an effective ball carrier even at a deeper position, where he was very effective in spinning out of the opponent press or even layoffs. Besides that, Mount can deliver key passes in a counter-attacking side, with the assist to Kai Havertz Champions League winner was the proof. In Man United last season with injuries and inconsistent minutes, had the Englishman unable to secure a positive spell for the Red Devils. While this season, Mount seems to have gained the trust from Eric Ten Hag and had been on the starting lineup, and Mount had probably the best counter-presser for Man United thanks to his amazing work rate and engine. In addition, Mount had displayed his intelligence of the ball movement, that's something Bruno lacked of, as Mount willing to make a selfless run that dragged the defender with him, eventually opened up spaces for other players. During the preseason game against Rangers, his movement allowed Diallo to cut on his left foot and shot to score the goal. As a comparison with Mount and Bruno, both have shown the right work rate defensively, even an amazing front 2 pressing side. But for Mount, had the edge on the work rate on the offensive, where Bruno do not have, as Bruno preferred to have the ball on his feet. Yet Bruno edged Mount being the main creative output and the consistent goal assist provider. Mount was not sloth himself, however was not a high volume as the skipper. When Man United creatives heavily rely on Bruno, made him too valuable to be replaced or to be subbed off, and Mount do have the capability to be the creative outlet, but will not as risk taker as Bruno. But Mount pressing work rate and the off-ball movement will be valuable that unfortunately Bruno had the capability to replicate them apart from offensive off-ball movement. This made Bruno might having too important to be dropped. The good news is Mount still on the relatively young age, and Bruno moving to the 30s with his constant high minutes and high intensity playstyle will have a massive wear and tear on his body. That will be a matter of time for Bruno to eventually slow down, and Mount can see this as the opportunity to learn and to be an understudy. That's the end of the video. What do you guys think? Do you see Bruno Fernandes will be too important for Man United to drop, or will Mount, under a much more consistent fitness, will be a 1-to-1 substitute for the future replacement? Comment down below so that we can have a discussion. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you all in the next